Good morning, friends. I hope everyone is as excited as I am today. Let's get started. Let's sing our good morning song. Good morning, little sprouts. How are you? Good, good. Good morning, little sprouts. How are you? Good, good. It is time to start our day. We will learn and work and play. Good morning, little sprouts. How are you? Good, good. Great job, friends. All right, I want to know how you're doing today. Can you tell me? Good job. Today I feel pretty good. I feel rested. So today gets 2 thumbs up. All right, let's say good morning to mummies or daddies. Good morning to brothers or sisters. And good morning to me, Miss Tracy. Good morning, friends. So today we're going to keep talking about bees. We learned about the life cycle of a bee. We played a buzzing bumblebee game. We read a story about a bee. I've got another storybook about a bee. So let's get started with our day. We need to figure out what day of the week it is, and it's a brand new month. Can I see your 2 fingers and your 5 fingers, just like this? There are 7 days, there are 7 days, there are 7 days in a week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Great job. So the last time we came to preschool, it was Monday, which means today it is Wednesday. Great job. Today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, and we're going to have some fun. Okay, so we have figured out that it is Wednesday. Do you know what month it is? Because it's not May anymore. It's the month that comes after May. So let's sing our song. Ready? January, February, March and April, May, June, July and August, September, October, November and December. These are the months of the year. Did you catch what month? That's right. It's June. We go swimming in June, according to our song. So it is June, and it is Wednesday, and now we need to count. Are you ready? All right. 1, 2, 3. Today is number 3. So we're going to write that on our board. We are going to write Wednesday. And then what month is it? Not May, it's June. And then the number is number 3. So Wednesday, June 3. Great job, friends. All right. We are going to do our craft, our activity. All right, so today we're going to make a paper plate bee. So I need my paper plate. I need my wax wings. I need a pipe cleaner. I need 2 eyeballs, 2 black pom-poms. I need a cotton ball and a clothespin. And I need yellow paint, black paint, paintbrush, and glue. So the first step with our bee paper plate is to paint the plate yellow. Now I'm going to do this really lightly so that it dries really quickly, because I did not think to paint one first so that I could show you and it wouldn't be all wet. So we're going to use our yellow paint to paint our whole paper plate yellow. All right. I want you to do a really good job painting your paper plate. I want you to get into all the little crevices and nooks and crannies. All right, I'm just about done. I got most of my plate painted. Okay, so I don't need my paintbrush. I'm going to set it aside. So now we know bumblebees or honeybees are yellow, but what do they have on them? That's right, they have black stripes. So we're going to take our cotton ball and our clothespin, and we're just going to pinch the cotton ball. And we're just going to dip this in the paint, and we're going to just make some stripes across our bee. So we're just going to go dot, 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 just like this. You can wait until your plate is dry. I am just going to do mine just like this. And I gave you a couple of cotton balls in case your cotton balls get a little ragged. But this I think is kind of cool because it's making my stripes and my bumblebee look a little fuzzy, which they are kind of fuzzy because they have little hairs on them. Okay, I got two. I'll try and do one more. Let's see if I can get one more stripe. Okay, here we go. There is my stripe. So now I can set these aside. I don't need them anymore. The next thing I'm going to do is now I won't be able to glue these on, but I'm going to still tell you about them. So we can fold our pipe cleaner in half, and we'll set that guy aside. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to glue on my wings. So you have 4 wings for your bumblebee. So you're going to put a little bit of glue just on the back. And we're just going to press our wing down. One wing and then another wing. There we go. We'll move our plate over and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to carefully flip over my paper plate. There. And I'm going to glue my eyeballs on the top. Mine are a little close together. You could separate yours out a little bit. Okay. Now, I'm gonna show you what I want you to do. I want you to put some white glue on the tips of your antenna. That's what this is. This is our bumblebee's antenna. And you can press a pom-pom on the top. Now, I don't expect mine to stay. Oops. Because mine are really wet. But if you set them aside and let them sit like this, the glue will set and your pom-poms will stick to the ends of your bumblebee. There we go. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue right here, like this. And then I'm just going to press this in behind. Boop. And there is our paper plate bumblebee. Excellent. All right, so we're gonna see if Miss Tracy can hold this up without it falling apart. But here is our paper plate bumblebee. Excellent, friends. Good job. All right, so now it is time for our story. Whoops. My story today is called Being a Bee. I'm a good listener, read me a book. My hands are in my lap, and at Miss Tracy I look. When she sees I'm ready, she will say, here is the story I have for you today. Buzz, buzz, buzz. It's a sunny summer's day, and bees are busy flying from flower to flower. A bee is a kind of insect. It has 3 pairs of legs and 2 pairs of wings, which move so fast they make a buzzing noise. There are thousands of different kinds of bees, but the bees we are going to talk about in this book are honeybees. A honeybee's hairy body is covered in yellow and black stripes, warning other animals not to get too close. Female bees have a stinger at the end of their body and will use it to defend themselves and their family. Watch out! A bee sting can hurt. Honeybees live together in big families called colonies. The colony is home to the queen bee and as many as 50,000 worker bees. They build the nest, look after the young bees, and gather nectar and pollen from plants. All of the worker bees are female. There are also some male bees in the colony. They are called drones, and their job is to mate with queen bees from other hives. The mother of all the bees in the colony is the queen bee. She is about twice as big as a worker bee. The queen bee spends most of her life in the nest. Her worker daughters bring her food and groom her. In winter, they huddle around their queen to keep her warm. In summer, they fan their wings to keep her cool. A queen can live between 4 and 7 years, the longest of any bee. The worker bee will survive for only 45 days, while a drone can live twice as long. The queen lays all the eggs for the colony. Sometimes she lays as many as 1,000 eggs in a day. Each one sits in its own little part of the nest called a cell. Wild honeybees make their nests in trees or between rocks, but many bees also nest in boxes called hives, which people build for them. Wooden frames filled with lots of 6-sided wax cells hang down from the top of the hive. There are eggs in some of these cells. Others hold young bees or stores of food. The bees make the wax from their bodies. A group of wax cells is called a comb. Bee eggs hatch into small, wriggly creatures called larvae. It takes 21 days for a larva to grow into an adult bee. At first, the growing bee is fed royal jelly, a rich, sugary food by the worker bees in the nest. Later, it is fed pollen and honey from the colony's food stores. A growing queen bee gets special treatment. She is fed royal jelly the whole time she is growing up, which helps to prepare her for a life of laying eggs. When a young bee is fully grown, she leaves the cell she has been living in. Her first job is to clean it and other cells too. It's important the cells are cleaned so they are ready for the next group of larvae to store food. When she is about 3 days old, the young bee begins to feed new larvae. Then in the second week of life, her job changes. She starts building and repairing the nest and making new wax cells. When she is about 3 weeks old, the bee starts another new job. She waits near the entrance of the hive, ready to take pollen and nectar from other bees flying home who have been collecting it. She also guards the entrance, checking that all the returning bees are from her family and are not looking to steal honey. Guard bees can tell if bees are from other hives by their smell, and then they attack and chase them away. When a bee is about 22 days old, she is an adult and ready to gather food. She does a few short flights to practice flying and learn to find her way home. Then she flies out into the open air to search for flowers. The bee flies from plant to plant, collecting nectar and pollen. Flower pollen is like yellow dust, and the bee carries it in parts of her back legs called pollen baskets. Nectar is a sweet liquid made by flowers. When the bee finds it, she sucks it up into an extra stomach called the honey sac. When a worker bee finds a patch of flowers full of nectar and pollen, she tells the other bees how to find it. To do this, she does a dance. First, the bee runs around in a circle. Then she crosses across the circle at an angle to show the other bees the direction they should fly in. To tell them how far the flowers are, she waggles her body. The more she wiggles and waggles, the farther the other bees know they have to go. Flowering plants, like Miss Tracy's apple tree, need pollen from a flower of the same kind to help new plants grow. Bees can help flowers get pollen. When a bee lands on a flower, its body gets covered in pollen. When it visits the next flower, some of this pollen brushes off and pollinates the plant. Other insects as well as birds and bats pollinate flowers too, but bees are the most important pollinators. Without bees, many plants would not be able to produce seeds. Bees use nectar to make honey, which they store in their hive until it's time to eat. A lot of work goes into making honey, so it's important for all the bees to work together. It takes about 10 million trips out from the nest to make enough honey to fill one jar. Lots of other animals, including people, like to eat honey too, and they collect it from bees' nests. When people who keep bees do this, they always make sure they leave enough honey for the bees to eat. Sometimes a bee colony gets too big. When this happens, the queen may leave the nest with all the older workers and drones in a big group called a swarm. Workers called scouts look for a place to make a new nest. When they have found one, their queen and the other bees join them. In the old nest, a new queen hatches. She mates with drones from other hives and starts to lay eggs to build up the colony again. We need bees to pollinate our plants, and we love the honey that they make, but bees don't need humans. Wild bees can build their own nests. We can, though, provide bees with a cozy hive home and in return take some of their honey. During the summer months, bees make more honey than they need. When looking in the hive, a beekeeper must wear protective clothing and be very careful. Bees are not dangerous, but they will protect their hive. A beekeeper's job is to look after the bees and watch for any signs that they are sick while disturbing the hive as little as possible. Honeybees are in trouble. There's much less grassland and far fewer wildflower meadows than ever before, so it's harder for bees to gather the nectar and pollen they need. Bees are also harmed by the chemicals that farmers spray on their fields to kill other bugs. You and your family can help by planting flowers in your garden and leaving wild spaces or by planting seeds in areas of wasteland to make bee-friendly spaces. Buy local honey to support the beekeepers in your area and tell people how important bees are to all of us. Bees matter, and the more people speak up for them, the more likely it is that they will be protected. All right, friends, that is all I have for you today. On Friday, we are going to paint some flowers that look a little bit like this purple flower called a hyacinth, which are lovely for bees. So let's get out our working hands. Are you ready? All day long we worked and played, worked and played, worked and played. All day long we worked and played, and now our day is done. Wave goodbye to all your friends, all your friends, all your friends. Wave goodbye to all your friends until we meet again. Bye, friends. I'll see you soon.